So, in this short little video, I want to give you some insight into the way that Russians are thinking about Ukrainians. Over time, I've come to understand that Russians tend to see Ukrainians as Russians who have soaked in this um, ideology of Ukrainianism, of being Ukraine, of being a separate identity, separate people. Their language isn't even a separate language, it's just a dialect of Russian. That's the way that they have posited this. Okay, now, no longer hiding behind nonsense propaganda about NATO or protecting Russian speakers or Nazis, Russia now admits that their aim in Ukraine is merely genocide. Russia's Lieutenant Colonel Slavanov lays out the core of Russian culture. And here, it's only about a minute long, but it's pretty remarkable what he's saying here. Okay, let's listen to this. We need to remove this artificial idea of Ukrainian nation and say that we are all Russians. Now let's stop there for a second. He said this is an artificial idea of a Ukrainian nation. Ukraine doesn't really exist. It's really Russia is what he's saying. Okay? And say that we are all Russian. Ukrainianization is reversible. If the Ukrainian nation is a political construct, it can be reversed by education. That's assuming that it's a political construct. That's assuming that they're not different people. It's almost like Americans and Canadians are very similar looking people. They're very kind of similar acting. They share largely a common culture in North America, although there are some differences. But it's like saying, well, they're really United States American. They're not really Canadian. No, they're different. They're Canadian. They've been they have very different cultures. Even though we are even closer in the sense that we speak the same language almost exactly, except saying "oh" for whom. And I said that all wrong. I'm sorry. I'm an American, not a Canadian. But I mean, with very similar language and such. That's the way that he's looking at it. We're all just one people, and it's not right. Okay. Yes, they won't let us do it now in Ukraine, not with signed agreements, but God gives us a chance. What's that chance? Hey, we can take them over by force. And that's what he's saying here. God gives us a chance, a bloody chance, a hard chance. It's called a special military operation where Russian troops come, Ukrainianism ceases to exist in a nonviolent and natural way. In a nonviolent and natural way. This is hard to believe that he's even willing to say that, because wherever the Russians have come, there's been devastation that has been in its wake, like Bucha. And I think that one of the reasons that they don't want to give up those 4 oblasts is they don't want to see just how devastating that has been to Ukrainians. Okay, nonviolent and natural way. If there is a Ukrainian nation there, it exists only in person of awaiters and saboteurs who blow up our policemen. There is no Ukrainian nation there anymore, and it will be the same in other liberated regions. Did you see that? He said it will be the same in other liberated regions. There's more to take, according to the Russian mindset. Those who do not want to stop the existence of the Ukrainian nation, they will die or leave. They will join the Ukrainian armed forces. Okay, so that's what they're saying here. This is how Russians are perceiving things. And you have to understand that that's the mindset that you're dealing with when you're talking about having some kind of potential ceasefire, because they're going to keep coming for what they believe wrongly is theirs. Like this is part of our stuff. We've been wronged. We've been transgressed again. And no, it's not. They act as if Ukraine has no agency of its own because it's just part of Russia, and they have to force it to be free by being part of Russia. Okay, my friends, tell me what you thought about that. Put in the comments below what you understand about what you see here. Thank you for the time, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the coffees. Thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.